Hello, I'm Peter Switzer. Welcome to the program which puts you in touch with the best and brightest minds in business in this country. On tonight's show, Market Wrap, we'll get the latest on the day's trading with Tom Petrosky, and then talk rates with ING's Glenn Baker. Transitioning to retirement, Andrew Bloor, with a tax-effective way to build your retirement savings without reducing your standard of living. Export Experts, the Aussie government agency that can help finance your export plans. Power Selling, Craig McKell, has the insights for your business to crack the sales code and get more sales. And S&P Surge, market expert Ron Bewley, with his predictions for just how high the S&P can go. Stay with us for the next hour and we'll bring you all the latest corporate news and market analysis, plus learn some valuable lessons from Australian success stories. As anyone in business knows, revenue is the starting point of a profitable operation. But according to the latest Pitcher Partners revenue report, for many Australian companies, sales is a haphazard, largely accidental, ad hoc process which is almost completely devoid of the most basic levels of discipline, rigour or objective measurement. So if you're a concerned CEO or CFO, what steps can you take to sell consistently and grow sustainably? Joining me now in the studio is Craig McKell from Pitcher Partners. Hello, mate.
Good, Peter, thank you.
Now, it's unusual to think an accounting firm could be so aggressive in the way that they explain reality. You mustn't be an accountant.
Oh, I'm actually an accountant.
You are an accountant.
Haven't looked at a balance sheet in
a very creative and emotional one.
It's funny that people wonder about the link between accounting and marketing and sales and revenue creation. When you think about it, and the bead that runs through all the work that we've done and the study that we've conducted is, underneath it all, it's a process and measurement challenge. Yeah. And accountants
the big problem, I think, of the whole world, like the whole world's business problems, I think, get down to the accountants, haven't been normalised into the business process so much. They're great at numbers, and they're great at telling you what went wrong historically, but the more they go involved, I reckon, and that's why I'm interested in this, the more they get involved in the generation of income, the better. So let's go to this survey of yours. Yep. What was the survey?
All right, so we've actually been studying trends in what we call revenue performance, be it marketing and sales is typically what people best understand it as. Since 2005. Yep. And trying to get an understanding for what's really happening underneath the observable symptoms or trends that are appearing in the marketplace. Yep. So generally speaking, we hear that selling's been tough for quite some time. And you hear that from salespeople and go, well, it's just how salespeople carry on because they like to.
Can't trust them and make excuses all the time.
Yeah. But it was funny that when we started actually going and looking at some real data, what they were saying, had some real truth in it. Yeah. That it has been tough for quite some time. In fact, even back in 2005 when we ran the first study, people were surprised to learn just how inefficient and ineffective most organisations' marketing and sales processes actually were at getting the result.
Well, your survey basically showed that CEOs don't have, 72% don't rate their own sales and marketing department.
They don't rate their marketing department. Yeah.
Sales, they trust their sales guys, but I think the marketing guys are a waste of space, do they?
Different set of challenges and issues with the sales departments, but yes, that was an interesting and quite frankly pretty damaging conclusion.
Yeah, most definitely.
Nearly 4 in 5 don't rate their marketing as a contributor to revenue.
I think Seth Godin once said marketing's far too important to be left to the marketing department, which I think is terrible to say that. All right, so and 92% don't hold the sales department accountable for the number of quality. But the thing that really got me more than anything, that the closure rate of leads is down to 2.4%. So there's 100 leads out there, only 2.4 get closed.
That's right.
Okay.
It's if you think of it as a process, which is what we try and show people the importance of doing, it's a horrible error rate.
Okay, quickly with some charts. Let's go down quickly, guys. Okay, what does this tell us?
Okay, so this is how that 2.4 plays out in the real world. This is a real life conversation. It actually happened with the bank, one of the big four. Yeah. And if you start from the bottom and go to the top. they needed to win 100 new customers.
Yeah.
And we asked them, so in order to win 100 new customers, how many offers do you have to make to do that? In other words, what's your proposal to close ratio?
Yeah.
So they didn't even measure that.
Yeah.
So
they didn't know.
So we had to go off the rough benchmark, which is about 20%. It's actually just under that. So that equates to 500 offers.
Yeah.
Okay, before you can have an offer or a proposal, you've got to actually go and meet and have a contact. What's the meeting to proposal ratio?
Yeah.
Okay, again, around a third, rough numbers. So 1,500 meetings to get 500 proposals.
We're going up the chart, yeah.
Correct. But before you can go and meet them, they have to, these buyers have to come onto the radar as leads.
Yeah.
What's the lead to meeting ratio?
Yeah.
That's about a third.
So then 4,500 leads.
So on the numbers, on that 2.4%, to win 100 new customers, you need 4,500 leads.
Yeah.
And in that particular scenario, for that particular bank, the problem was there weren't 4,500 organisations in their target market.
Now, Craig, the bottom line of all this, given that pathetic closure rate, clearly people have to improve their lead generation to conversion process. But what's as an accounting group, what's another obvious conclusion you guys have made about this?
Out of that, the obvious conclusion is that the process of creating revenue as we've traditionally understood it doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally broken. I could regale you with all sorts of reasons for that, but the central tenet of it is that buyers have changed.
Yeah.
The buyers of whatever it is that we're selling, be it products, services or combinations thereof, have actually moved on. They buy in different ways. They use the internet for research, for example.
Yeah. I guess if I'm looking for a bookkeeping service, once upon a time I would have looked locally. Now I can go to India.
Correct.
And places like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if people want to access this, is this survey actually accessible?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So through the Pitcher's website, you can
Pitcher Partners website.
Pitcher.com.au.
Okay. And the bottom line is, why are you guys doing it? What's the business generation you hope to get out of it? Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's a logical extension for a firm of accountants. Although the part of Pitcher Partners, our part that does this, we're specialists in this. But the logical extension for an accounting firm is that accountants can show you every which way of what to do with the dollar once it's on the table. Now there's a way of showing you how to put another dollar there and do it consistently, sustainably.
Well, it's a good innovation, mate. Good luck with it.
Thanks
for joining us on the program.
Okay.